Welcome to Revlog, where Bryan comes in hot with trifocals. And
It's true.
And Aaron brought in a larger coffee cup
That's
than
right.
Bryan.
I don't know
Wait
if
a
that
minute.
says anything or not.
The battle of
yeah,
mugs.
The battle-
Peruvian coffee. We are
It is.
honoring
Ooh.
the lead
This is
mission
from-
trip.
Yeah,
They
from
brought
Peru.
so we were
Yes.
grateful for their mission trip.
Full-bodied and
Yes.
robust.
Indeed.
Yes.
No one brought me any coffee.
Yeah, we know how you feel about that.
We'll enjoy it for you.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
I'm grateful. So to dive into commandment number 10 about covetousness,
Yeah.
maybe we can start. Aaron, you already had a confession that you covet
Well,
Bryan's hair.
I do.
Oh,
Do-
I do.
word.
Do we need to
I
move
mean,
into a
Good
time of
grief.
confession?
Is
I
this
mean,
B-roll?
He's like 30 years older than me, and it's still so full.
I know.
And so
I-
I just
It's beautiful.
It
Eric,
is.
no one knew. I am 30 years older than Aaron. Yeah, right.
Something like that, right? You're the one that's bad at math.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Wow.
Well, let's jump in. Commandment number 10.
Yep.
You shall not covet, and we get the list there: house, wife, servants, cattle, oxen, anything
Yeah. That's
right.
practically. So, Aaron, why don't you help us jump off here?
I've been looking forward to this one for a while because of how I think it looks backwards. So,
What do you mean?
Well, you look at Commandment 1, and it just sets everything up. Just say,
Yeah.
how you honor the Lord, how you love
Right.
the Lord, and put Him first in everything will determine then how you treat your mother and father, how
Sure.
you
Absolutely.
that you won't put any other gods in His place, that
Right.
you will rest because He told you to. I mean, how we love God, it will shape how our relationships and our conversations. And I think that this covet also, when we don't garner or we don't watch out for desire,
Yeah.
that's where stealing comes from.
Yeah.
Because I want something that I don't have.
Right.
And where does that start? That starts in the eyes. That starts in the mind. I desire that. I take that. Murder, their adultery. I mean, all of these things begin with desiring something that doesn't belong to us.
Yeah.
And so I think that the first one sets everything up, and then this last one, these particularly these last 5 commandments.
That's good.
Yeah, I think really you look at number 10, and it really will inform the previous 4.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's a good word. So Bryan, help us here too. What were your initial reactions to commandment number 10?
Here's a phrase from the New Testament, and Paul says this in Romans 12. He says, weep with those who weep, rejoice with those who rejoice. And it seems to me that that is out of the question if a coveting kind of paradigm is in play here. If you are looking at somebody and desiring their position in life, or desiring some kind of accolades that they're getting, or some possession they have, there's no way you can be for that person.
Right.
There's no
Right.
way
Wow.
at all.
Absolutely.
Right.
And it is, and I love your use of desire, Aaron. The word. I mean, it does speak to desire, and desire will consume everything. And desire can be good, it can be bad. It in itself is necessary for life to go on. But when desire takes the place of being present with somebody,
Yeah.
there's no way we can be for one another.
Yeah, no way we can love one another.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah. Amen. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Bryan, even though your hair is amazing, I still love you, and so I want to make that very clear. That it's something in
Locks of love.
Yeah, that's right. That's
right.
it. That's
Yeah.
it. You should coin that or something. So the thing, and I know you probably know this, and you probably harken back and remember this, but the phrase that comes up in our household all the time is, "You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit." That's right.
Right, yeah.
And you start it, and the kids, just respond because they know what they're supposed to say. But that we're teaching our kids to another New Testament phrase is, I've learned to be content in all things.
Absolutely.
I have learned to be,
Absolutely.
and it's putting that
Again, Paul.
Yeah,
There.
it's
of course.
it's looking at that desire and then measuring that out against where God has put you, and to say, I have to be content in this. I may I may have a desire for something and I may need something, and parsing through that. But the idea that we need to be comfortable in our skin, comfortable with where God has placed us, and then blessings flow out of that.
Absolutely.
And let me just say real briefly, we do, because we're going to be very close to people. This talks about our neighbor.
Right.
I mean,
That's
people
right.
that we're in meaningful interaction with, not just somebody across the world that we can, think about from a distance, but this is us together. And there are going to be plenty of times that we say, why didn't that happen to me?
Yeah.
Or why didn't I get that?
And we'll never know the internal struggle. We'll never know the circumstances that brought them to where they are. But we do know ours. And so it's learning to be content there. So my question then is, am I content? And are we willing to just forsake everything else that we see around us to say, God, thank you for the blessings that you've given me. Am I looking at the blessings that God has given in my life just in this very moment?
This is the opposite of that prayer, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not a prayer of thank you.
Right.
It's let me have some more.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the remedies for us too. Is to spend time in thanksgiving before the Lord, just counting our blessings over and over again. It's also the remedy for the stealing commandment, but here with the coveting too. It just helps us remember how God has tended to us through the years, and will continue to provide and tend for us wherever we are. So, Bryan, help us. What was your question?
It is, why am I not happy for my neighbor?
Wow.
I think if I ask myself that question, it forces me to dig pretty deep.
Yeah, you have to struggle internally with why you feel the way you do against the neighbor rather than for the neighbor.
Yes, that's exactly right.
I just love that, because I'm thinking at the object of my desire, and you're looking at the person to say, because I want that, there's a value judgment being made on the person that has it or whatever.
Yes,
and I
that's
love
right.
that you're looking at, so what has put me in this place that's made me look poorly on them? And it's so good. It's about contentment and love for our neighbor.
That's right.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, exactly. So we would love to hear your thoughts on this conversation on coveting. So please comment below.